Hi, I'm Louis from Whitebox. I'm here today with Luke, owner and founder of Microburbs. I stumbled across his website a number of years ago and I was amazed by the UX and the number of data sources that he had in it. So Luke, tell us a bit more about Microburbs. Where did the data come from and what was your original purpose for it?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me, Louis, and really glad that you found some value in the site. So Microburbs actually arose out of personal pain. So my wife and I were looking for property, and I'm a pretty sort of type A, conscientious kind of guy, and I wasn't going to leave this to chance. I knew that there were lots of surprises that you get when you move into a place, things that you're not expecting, and I didn't want to take any chances. So this was the mid-20 teens, and I found that there's actually lots of good data out there. So you can go to the council and download PDFs and spreadsheets. The open data, Australia's pretty good for open data. So there was a lot of things that I could learn about the Australian suburbs that other people couldn't. So you ordinary people that know a bit about the suburb, and they would see the house, maybe they'd hear a word, maybe they know the area already. But I really wanted to know all kinds of stuff. So for example, I was surprised when we moved into our house that there was aircraft noise. It's not known as an aircraft area, but sure enough, there were lots of planes in the sky. So people want to know, what's the makeup of occupations going to be at the local school, for example. How well does the local school perform? So there's a huge number of things that don't get covered in the property ads, and I wanted to cover off pretty much anything that might influence your decision on where to buy a property. So on one level you've got just a whole lot of facts and figures, then you've got the ability, like you mentioned with the interface, the ability to actually mouse over and then you see these very fine-grained heat maps, and then you've also got these livability scores that I derive from it, so to summarise it. So instead of having to always go into great detail, you could just get an overall HIP score from 1 to 10, for example. A really big thing about Microburbs is that I really wanted to focus on the local area. So suburbs are great if you want to know about what the local shops is going to be like. Postcodes are the same, but the reality for living in a home is that you're not bothered by people on the other side of the suburb and you don't have as many interactions. So to actually know what the land is like, what the neighbours are like, that was a real motivation for me. And these sort of hidden things like how long it's going to take to get to various different important locations, how many different kinds of amenities are nearby. So for that reason, that was my motivation for Microburbs.